Hi everybody, welcome back. This video is looking at platform 2 and adding fencing and lamps. The fencing is from scale model scenery and the lamps from Kite's lights. This time I've created my own 3D printed posts to try and make it a little bit easier. Specifically around ensuring a consistent height and adding a 4mm deep cylinder to the bottom of the posts to make it easier to install. After a dusting of light grey primer to both the lamps and the fencing, they were ready to install. Once the fences were dry, it was time now to cut them out and start putting them together. I realised after putting them together, a few of them had some brown areas and they needed a little bit more spraying. I had to file a small amount off the cylinder at the base of the posts to make it fit into the holes I was drilling. I also had to try and make sure that the posts of the lamps would not short the copper tape I was using to power the lights. The posts are not glued in, as they are a very tight fit, and I broke a couple whilst pushing them into the platform. The lamps are glued in with super glue, and I tried to hold them upright as best I could whilst it set. Over time, my method of installation improved, and I managed to do it, I think, faster and neater every time I refined my process. As I worked my way along, I realised that I really needed an idea for the location and the size of the station. So I created the station and then 3D printed part of it to see how it would look. The design has changed a fair amount since these pictures were taken. And finally, I had to wrap the rear of the platform with brick paper to hide the copper tape. Due to some odd cutting, the depth of the platform tops differ, So I had to use bits of card to build up the rear and then place a longer piece across them so that I could glue the wrap on. To provide some protection of short circuits, where possible I added some card behind the lamp just to give it a little bit of... In some places I used a chamfered edge, I think it's got a chamfered edge, to try to give it extra support. In some places I added a little bit more of the brick paper because there was a gap that you could just about see, so I wanted to make sure that that was not visible, and some other places I just put a dark marker across the top just to make it slightly less visible if you could spot it. And to hide the connection to the copper tape and the power, one final piece of card was put in place and that just needs to be glued down.